So it stands for Timothy Davis. He was a staff sergeant, so he's the Air Force Combat Controller, a part of the, our Air Force Special Warfare. Honoring our fallen is a huge, aspect of our culture. Literally every month on the anniversary of one of our fallen, our whole community, everyone available that is around, comes together and pays tribute.
Do you want to hang out? Are you going to train?
Yeah.
You look like you've never worked out a day in your life.
I'm a powerlifter, so.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
What's your best dead? What's your total? You look small.
So at 181, so as I was telling him earlier, 2016 for the USB, I set the world record for 181. Started powerlifting probably at 30 years old, so 6 years ago.
Yeah.
I was a big wrestler back when I grew up, joined the service at 17 years old.
Awesome.
I was an aircraft mechanic for a long time, and then obviously fell into the recruiting side of it.
Nice.
But I still had that passion for just competing and just defying crazy shit, and I couldn't find it being separated and now into marketing and recruiting, so I just happened to be working out in Bloomington, Illinois one day, and I was deadlifting, and the guy's like, man, you're pulling a state record. And I was just like, what are you talking about?
I get that a lot, actually. I was like, look, I don't compete that much anymore. I'm here for health and wellness. This is, that's awesome.
And then, so Father's Day, 2014, I told my wife, I said, that's what I want for Father's Day. And went in there, I didn't cut weight, and went in there and pulled the Illinois state record for USAPL at the time. And it was like 6:28, so I chipped it. And then from there, I caught the bug, and I mean, my family became second, and I started powerlifting in my own house, like in the basement.
Nice.
And bought all the equipment that I could through Titan, and I mean, religious, so it was one of those things to where I knew if I wanted to get to the level I want, and state records didn't mean nothing to me, national didn't mean anything anymore. So I set my eyes big, and I got a long arm span, 73-inch arm span.
Pull a lot of weight.
And 59 inches or 69 inches tall. So I was just like, well, these are my leverages. This is what I'm good at. But I like competing full power. So.
Why'd you choose the Air Force?
I chose the Air Force. Originally, I didn't. I wanted to go to the Army all the way up through about 8th grade. And my mom worked for Kodak at the time, so she was working a lot with Skunk Works and working with the SR-71 reactivation team in 1996. And she worked with a lot of retired general officers, and they talked to me. I was a troubled kid, like any other kid out there. Loved doing bad things, so my mom was like, "Join the military."
You didn't like rules too much?
No, you got
a small boundary to jump over.
It was one of those, So skateboarding through town one day, had hair down to here, my junior year of high school, and I stopped in and I asked the Air Force guy, I said, "Where's the Army guy?" And he said, "Well, you too good for the Air Force?" And I was just like, "Well, I don't have a bachelor's degree." It was one of those things that's the elite, and you got to have education. And I was like, I have no desire to go to college. I just want to do crazy shit, So he said, "Well, come on in here." And he judged me, He's like, "You're probably not going to pass my test," all that stuff. And lo and behold, I was able to pass that test, and the rest was history. So going in through my senior year, I was in the delayed entry program. 7 days after I graduated high school, I said bye to upstate New York, and been in for 18 and a half years now.
Getting started and going through all the training.
It was. I think a lot of it had to do with coming from my background being a wrestler through high school and going into basic training. It was one of those things to where it was still difficult. Because the physical aspect wasn't difficult, but the mentality part was very difficult. So being stripped away
train
from
that.
home.
You don't even know what's coming.
You have no idea. You just got to wake up every morning, put one foot in front of the other, and then just follow the lead of your drill instructor and just push yourself. So you start off. I know in high school is one of those things to where, a barrier's in front of you and you're like, you find the easy way out. It's like, well, I don't feel like doing that today. But after going through basic training, just that 6.5 weeks at that time, now it's just like I'll run my head through a wall. Following a dude like him, I mean, it's awesome being around special operations. Even though I never was, I train to live up to the expectation of these guys. Even though I haven't been part of it, but I've been associated with it. I've been able to put bombs on targets by fixing aircraft. So we all play our part. And absolutely love it.
We have an audience that is like specific kind of where you were when you joined. Lots of guys that are super athletic, super strong, and they're like hard chargers, big type A personalities. What kind of have you learned about yourself and through the process, just how much the Air Force has kind of given you in since joining?
Yeah, so it's one of those things to where it's a family, you know. Growing up, I had my blood family. When you come to this country club, you know, as far as the Air Force or any branch of service, and you get around like-minded folks that have been through the same struggles that you have had, whether in the past, it doesn't matter what color you are, what race you are, any of that stuff. We are all for one same cause. And when I got another dude alongside of me to pick me up, you know, when I'm struggling, a good example was up on the mountain today, you know, and you got wet, or I got wet, got hurt, and my body locked up, and it was one of those things. I had guys alongside of me, and they're like, you got this. It's up here, you know, and I was able to push.
DT is a really important workout to you. Can you kind of walk through who he was, what he meant to you guys, and we're going to walk through the workout so people can join us.
Yeah. So a lot of people don't realize just because it's his, we call it operating initials, DT. So it stands for Timothy Davis. He was a staff sergeant, so he's the Air Force combat controller, a part of the, you know, our Air Force Special Warfare family, and so he had deployed multiple times to Afghanistan. And so while he was there on his last deployment, he and his team hit a IED, improvised explosive device, and then he ended up dying from wounds there. But so, you know, honoring our fallen is a huge, you know, aspect of our culture. Literally every month on the anniversary of one of our fallen, our whole community, everyone available that is around, comes together and pays tribute. You know, Vietnam era folks, you know, that we don't know anymore, then we'll go ahead and read their citation. No one even knows who he was or what that stands for, and you know, it's nice for the anonymity, but I think we're missing out on like some of these, you know, the hero stories and what we were able to do.
That's why we're getting ready to do it today. So if you're going to be doing this at home, it's 5 rounds, 12 deadlifts, 9 hang cleans, and 6 push jerks or shoulder to overhead. We're gonna walk through these movements just so you can join us. We're gonna hit it hard with these guys. Come join us. Let's get after it. Oh. Finally caught my breath. We had to change things up a little bit. No barbells here to do it at 155, but we're on the road. We're here at the Spartan World Championships in the hotel gym, making do with what we got. Can you guys just give a little bit more background on the DT thing and where that workout came from and just what you guys, or his story a little bit?
Yeah. So one of the significances about the fire base that DT fought at, so it was called Fob Cobra for a long time, but the type of people that are bred within Air Force Special Warfare are ones that look for the enemy and look to attack and close with the enemy.
Yeah.
That fire base was coveted above all others, and you know, it's that base above all others. We lost a lot of. We've lost some combat controllers out there over the years. So that was where DT wanted to fight, and that's where he, you know, paid the ultimate sacrifice.
I've done this workout like 1,000 times in my life. Never actually done it with 2 airmen, so it's very cool to be here with you guys. We've been hanging out in Tahoe for the last 3 days together. Love hanging out with you guys. I appreciate all the hard work, hanging out on the mountain today, telling you guys a story. Make sure you click the link in the bio or in the comments down here. We're going to have direct links so you guys can reach out, talk to these guys, follow up on recruiting, and keep hitting it hard. Smash it. Thank you. That was awesome, man. Thank you.